All right. So I have no idea how to open this podcast at all. Cause on the other one, I got the him and him, ladies and gentlemen, bullshit and all that other stuff. But for this one, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is welcome to the graveyard shift with the zombie crew. I am one of the hosts, the Don of Awesomeness, Donnie Awesome, and the other host. Go ahead, introduce yourself, man. You part of this show?
Oh well, it's the other half of the zombie crew. You know what I'm saying? Gene, A.K.A. Mr. A.K.A's, and tonight I'm going by Mr. Blade Brown.
What the hell? Hold on, let me cut your thing because it was super loud. It was super loud. This dude said the AKAs. What'd you say, Mr. The AKAs or the AKAs? What'd you say?
I said
what did you say?
I said Mr. A.K.A. or the AKAs.
Holy crap. Now y'all
Mr. Blade Brown.
Jesus Christ. What is that? That's not house party. That's a class act, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your shit, young man.
Yeah, I know my black history. I mean, black movies. I know my black history too. So I don't want people to think that I don't, but I do, because I do. Yeah, man. So, I guess we'll tell them a little bit what this podcast is about. This podcast, is more so about, I don't know. It's not just nerd culture. It's gonna be pop culture. It's gonna be basically a little bit of everything, kind of like how we do on the pause menu, but on the pause menu, that's more focused on video games and nerd culture. This is probably going to be a little bit more focused on things, just a little bit more grittier, This is for a little bit more the mature audience, so to speak.
Real gritty. It's like, we can call it like a mix of a gumbo. It's like a gumbo pot, because we're going to be talking about a lot of variety of shit.
There you go. The Gumbo Podcast.
Every time you take a goddamn scoop of this shit, you come up with something a little bit different, goddamn it.
I mean, but we still gonna try to behave ourselves. We're gonna be now. This is just for. Actually, let me cut my mic down a little bit. This would be more just for YouTube purposes. We're not gonna try not to cuss too much, because cussing gonna happen. That's how, because YouTube don't like that. You get the cussing, they get the contacting you, talking about, we don't know if your content is safe to monetize or whatever. Monetize mean make money. I don't even know if I'm saying the word right, while I'm trying to sound smart. But basically, certain content doesn't get monotonized. And I'm changing the word up too. I can't remember how to pronounce it if it's too much cussing. But and the content, we won't try to make it gritty. It won't be gritty on purpose, but if it happened to steer down that route, if it's good stuff, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Entertainment is entertainment. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to tone it. We're gonna try to keep it on our high level like we always do, but
yeah,
without the look from grandmother when you about to slip up and say something very bad.
Right, for the most part, yeah, man. And like I said, sports, video games, this is and be honest with you, for the most part, this is a podcast mainly, honestly, for us, man. And I mean, for y'all, for people too that want to jump in and listen. Hold on, let me monitor my audio right quick, because I am actually recording on dual programs right now, trying to capture both our voices. If anybody got any easier, I'm recording on Audacity and Adobe Audition at the exact same time, and I'm hoping that this comes out right. If anybody got anything easier maybe that I could do, let me know, because I tried to play it through the speakers so that Mr. A.K.A. of the A.K.A's so that he can so he'd be able to hear, but it was like a 2-second delay, so it was kind of rough.
Yeah, but so if anyone got any one of y'all want to share your ancient Chinese secrets, we here. You know what I mean?
Your herbal remedies for this software, we all ears. That's stupid. So what's the first topic you want to tackle, man? I was thinking about. Look at me. I asked you a question. I'm just gonna go ahead and answer for it. Well, we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to talk about it. But NBA 2K18. I mean, we was talking about it yesterday.
Yeah, we spoke about it a little bit.
Yeah.
I did get a chance to. I haven't got a chance to play any bit of it because of extenuating circumstances of what happened. But
we don't have to talk about. We don't have to talk about that if you don't want.
Well, you know, we don't want to.
It's kind of embarrassing, man. It's kind of embarrassing.
No, we good, man. Because I'm gonna tell you what, man. Because if we gonna keep it all the way funky, we gonna be stanking. So, and the reason why I say we're gonna talk about it because it's no different. We're gonna try to keep this podcast as how we normally would talk and interact, regardless if we was recording each other. So our conversation you guys hear on here is going to be just like how we will have a conversation generally.
Or pretty close. We're not going to say nothing incriminating or embarrassing about one another. You know what I mean?
No, we ain't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll do that to myself. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this is what happened with me. I've been sick for like maybe a week, so I've been.
I can vouch for that.
I've been dosed up off of. Let me see. I was dosed up off of NyQuil.
That lean.
You know, no, there ain't no double cups over here, man. Lil Wayne can have it all. But I was dosed up on some NyQuil. Some emergency vitamin C packs, and from there I transitioned from off of that.
Transition. Oh, they were gateway medicines. Gateway medicines to the hard stuff, the real stuff.
Then I went down. Then I went from that remedy, that contraption, and went down and slid on down to the Theraflu. Now each one had an effect on me. Now it just got progressively worse as I transitioned from them down to Theraflu. Now I'm up here drinking my tea. I just got some tea. Put a whole bunch of lemon in there. Sliced up two lemons. Put it in that tea.
Man, he cooking. He in the kitchen. He cooking it up.
You know what I'm saying? Whipping and dipping, all I can do. Now, so I'm on the Theraflu stuff too, the liquid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sipping that, and I ain't sipping it just to be sipping it now. I'm drinking it because I can feel my throat starting to itch, and I know if my throat itching, I know I'm about to start coughing crazy.
Yep, that's the worst.
So I take some of that. Now, by the time I get done whipping and dipping that good tea formula, I throw you know what I'm saying, I throw a little bit of that emergency vitamin C pack in there with the tea. So now Theraflu, the medicines nowadays, I don't know what it is, what's going on in my body, but it makes me drowsy regardless of what it is now. So when I start taking it, I know I need to go ahead and go to my room, sit down, or whatever I'm going to do. And I'm heading to my room, tripped over a cord.
Here we go. This is the good part.
And when I tripped over the cord, I literally fell. And when I fell forward, I knew where my PlayStation was. So I said, oh, no, I promise everything went slow-mo.
Y'all know where this is going.
I'm falling. I guarantee you, my feet was in the air.
Oh my Lord!
And I knew the tea. I knew it was over for the tea. I said, okay, if it's over, I'm gonna try to. If I know it's gonna spill somewhere, I'm gonna flick that mug all the way. I'm gonna flick it to the opposite direction of where my PS4 is at.
How that turned out for you?
somehow man, I don't know what it is, but
Wait. Before you finish that, give the people that's gonna listen to this, people who don't know you, give them a description of your frame, so why we can see why it's funny that you fell and your feet was in the air.
Oh, so
you're not no short dude.
No, I'm not short. So I'm like 6'6", 6'1". You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not big, big body frame. Not no big body fat slops frame either. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You know what I'm saying? When you see me, ain't no sloppiness when you see me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
hell yeah.
I fall, so my legs long because I'm taller. So I know my heels in the air. You know what I'm saying? With the toes
That's
up.
the
you know
worst.
So I don't know. I must got hidden powers or something. I ain't know, because I must be one of the last airbenders, because I must have bit I'm about to cuss. I almost slipped up.
already cussed once.
I had literally bent the liquid of the tea from going in the
that's
right
that
direction.
water bending. That's water bending.
Yeah, that mug literally hit a curve and went directly to my PS4. just like Hurricane Irma came back from Miami.
Too soon. Prayers go out to the families that's affected by Hurricane Irma.
I'm gonna donate, man, when I get paid next week. You know what I'm saying? For the culture. So.
Oh shoot. What else you gonna do for that, man? You know what? We ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Right, okay. One story at a time. One story at a time.
So yeah, man. So basically, PS4 started smoking. And
No, wait. You said you water bended it.
Yeah, water bended it. It went straight to the PS4. Now, it didn't just splash on top. That mug literally that mug went directly where the dang CD goes into, and also where the USB is.
That take accuracy.
Got all of it.
It's so, and it's the worst time. Oh, by the way, I hope you didn't mind, but Jova had asked me if you was getting on tonight, and I had told him, first thing I told him, what you said about dude, mm-hmm. You make sure you in the game. But then I told him that you ain't got a PS4 right now anyway. So
you told him what happened?
I told him what happened. Yeah, I told him what happened. You know what he said?
Man, go on, tell it, man. Let me see what this dude got to say.
He said he would have paid to see that. He said he would have paid this. Oh, he would have loved to see that. That's what he said. He said he would have loved to see that. He would have loved to see that.
Oh, God. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, man. Joe was making jokes about the hard shit. That's cool. Cause I'll tell you what. I hope that man don't have to deal with what I just dealt with, cause he'll go crazy.
I hope not either.
But
I don't want. Huh?
I'll tell you what. If his PS4 don't go down, LeBron James gonna go down this season.
Oh, he went down last season.
No, he's gonna go down this season. Season-ending injury. Just because Jova done caused.
Hey, and you know what? And he ain't never been injured.
Nope. It's about that time. It's about that time.
Yep.
It's about that time.
Oh shoot! You didn't put that. You didn't put the bad juju out there.
Yep, you didn't put the bad. You didn't put the bad juju.
Yep. Okay. So it happened. All this stuff, the sickness happened at the worst possible time, because I blamed it on the sickness. If he wasn't sick, he'd probably still have a PS4. Let's be real.
Nah, because I'm not a clumsy person. So.
Right. To be honestly, I would have probably broke mine before Gene broke his.
Yeah.
And that's just speaking the truth. But
yeah.
So this happened at the worst. Huh?
Anyone knows Don? They know how many. They know how many systems he went through over all these years. I ain't talking about just the PS4. No.
Hey, it can get pretty. And let's be honest. Since we speaking honestly, a lot of it is because I like to experiment He's my
Yeah, I
PlayStation.
know. I remember you put that foot on top of that PS2. No, the
Listen,
PS3.
okay. Okay, look. Okay, let me tell y'all a little bit about myself. Okay, a lot of people out there, look, a lot of my friends know me. I'm a different person than what I used to be. A lot of people know me still as. Oh, let me say this. Let me say this. Let me talk. Let me get this out. Let me let people know. All right, a lot of my friends know me as the person I used to be. Not saying that person is completely erased. It's a part of me. It's who I am. But there's more to me than who I was. And a lot of my friends, and I'm going to be honest, they have a hard time coping with the individual I turned into now. They have a hard time coping with it because I'm not the same. Now, are there still traits of me, of who I was? Absolutely, because it's who I am. It's who I am, baby. Does a tree still have roots? Yes. Is it even though it's not a little sprout no more? Does it still have roots? Absolutely, because that roots is the part of what that tree has become. And it's the same thing with your boy. Now I admit, with all that being said, I admit, in my younger days, in my more clumsier days,
we'll call it that.
I've done some things. I ran through some systems because it's not the fact I didn't care about it, but I like they won't agree with me, but I move too fast. That's what I chalk it to. I move too fast.
Yeah.
I'll set something down and I'll think it's secure, but without even going back to double check it to move on to the next thing. And then before you know it, something then fell off or I didn't rip something off or I didn't tripped over the cord and knocked it off, knocked everything off. So with all that being said, I've been through some systems, but I'm a changed man now. But even with that being said, I'm gonna keep saying with that being said, I don't care. It's the podcast, it's the Zombie Crew. I would still see. I'm saying all this, man, to make you look good. Watch. I would still attribute. I would still put me destroying something before Mr. Gino or Mr. A.K.A, the A.K.A of all A.K.As, before he would destroy something. So that's why this comes as a big shock to a lot of people that he actually. I mean, god damn, how unlucky. You know what? I'm not gonna go there, but yeah, it just happened at a bad time. It happened at a bad time, and it shocked us. Who ended up breaking their PlayStation 4?
Yeah, man.
So the reason we brought that up is because, that's because you didn't get a chance to play it because the prelude just dropped, right?
Yep.
The 2K18 prelude just dropped on the 5th. I think it was the 5th. I think it was the 5th.
I can't remember the day, but I think it was this week. It was this week though.
It was this week. No, the 8th. Well, was it the 8th? God damn it. Oh, yeah, it was this week. It was this week, and yeah, man, it's just I don't know.
It was what, Wednesday?
I think it was.
Because it had to be because I broke my PS4. What day was that? Tuesday night.
Wait, yeah, okay, no, it might have been Tuesday. I think it came out Tuesday, but I didn't play it until a day after.
Right. Okay.
So it was the 5th. It was the 5th. So yeah, it came out on the 5th, and that's when I get the news. Oh no, I get the news the day after, and it shocked me and it hurt me at the same time because I don't know, man. Me and G, this is one of my, out of all my friends, hopefully none of my friends take offense to this, but out of all my friends, Gene is probably the most Gene is probably the person I play video games with religiously. You know, a lot of our conversation stuff come off of playing video games. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, there was a time. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It was a time that me and Gene hadn't talked to each other in ages, in years.
Yep.
In years. And the first time we linked up, or one of the first times we linked back up, that like religiously, like we would, before we, actually get back. Okay, I'll put it like this. Gene became a regular back in my life regularly because of video games. Now we would talk here and there every other week, right? We would speak, but daily, because he moved to a whole nother state.
Yep.
So we would daily get back talk because before he left, we would talk daily anyway. But then shit happened. He ended up leaving.
See and basically rock with each other multiple times in a day.
So. Yeah, for real. Yeah, man. I guess we could give him some background history on us. This is the first podcast.
Yeah, you know what? This is the right direction. Let's do
that. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. So we're gonna get okay. Okay.
We want to talk about when we first met because I don't think we want to discuss that.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk. Okay. So let's. Okay. So anyway, the reason. Okay. So all right. So me and Gene, we stopped talking for a while, and then a couple years later, he hit me up out the blue, thanks to somebody you was involved with who actually talked you into it. Anyway, you hit me up. We talked. But then it'd be periodically, maybe once or twice a month, we would actually sit up and speak. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
until he became gods.
Yeah, you know who you are.
Yeah.
But when he became a regular back in my life, like kind of like as close to high school as it's ever been. Honestly, we owe it to the video games, the PlayStation games, because that's when we try to hit each other up. At one point, it was almost every night. You know what I mean? Hey man, what you want? You want to get some games? We want to get some games. And honestly, if it wasn't for all that stuff happening, we wouldn't even be bringing you this podcast. There would be no Zombie Crew. There would be no Zombie Crew streams. There'd be none of that stuff. So and honestly, and I hate to say this, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I don't know if we would be as close as we are right now. Not as close as we've been in the past, but I'm talking about right now, today. I don't know if we would be as close as we are right now if it wasn't for video games. Actually, yeah. I mean, think about it, Gene. Now, I'm not saying that we wouldn't be cool, but would we really be this close if we wasn't playing video games how we were? We'd probably still talk to each other maybe once or twice a month. Think about it. Don't think about it too much, but think about it. I'm gonna let you ponder on that for a little bit. Shoot. And even when we were growing up, well, actually, it was nerd culture is what brought us together in the first place. And then Dynasty Warriors, video games, Dynasty Warriors.
That was the gateway. Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah? No. Dragon Ball Z was the gateway.
Yeah. And Dynasty Warriors took over the video games for us at that point. That's what everything just lifted off at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you know what you're right. And here's the thing: I'm gonna agree with what you said about the gaming, and I'll say this, and I want y'all to understand this.
Yeah. You said y'all.
Yeah, man. Like,
I said yeah. What's up,
man? You ain't the civilians right now. What are you doing? So I'm speaking to you guys out here. So I want to say, yeah, I agree with D, and I say that, but also understand this. I agree with him, and I want y'all to understand where he's coming from too, because he probably agree with what I'm about to say. I agree with what he said, but also understand this. If it wasn't for video games, we wouldn't be on a talkative level as much as we are now. However, that doesn't take away from the bond and the friendship and the brotherhood that we already built in the previously and also continuing.
Yeah. Nope.
So me and D, it was times when after we reconnected where we were trying to catch up with each other but just couldn't and we ain't talked for maybe 3 months at a time, but then when we did, it was just like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing like we didn't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? We still had the same connections, still had the same rhythm. Everything was still on point. Then we'll talk heavy for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then we'll drop off again because of things, living in 2 different cities, 2 different states.
Yeah, life, honestly, just life in general.
900 miles between it was just kind of hard to juggle. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, and I'm gonna tell you, we probably have been even more if I had a PS4 back then, because I was rocking with the 360. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's the other thing. So it took us years just to get on the same board. He finally convinced me. 3 years ago, finally. So he like, Jay, man, come on, man, get the PS. We can be hooping together, blah blah. I'm like, man, I'm a 360. I'm with Xbox all day, man. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
tried the Xbox too,
but,
man. I tried it, man.
and it's partially his fault, and I'm gonna say why
Oh
it
shit.
is. And I say
Oh
that
Lord.
because if it wasn't him introducing me to Knights of the Old Republic, if it wasn't because of that game, I would
Wait, that
not.
was an Xbox game, wasn't it?
Right, that's what started me with the. Because I had the PS and the
Oh,
Xbox,
okay. Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
that's what kept me with the Xbox because I always wanted to go back and play that game anytime I wanted. So, and with the 360, I could do that. But but the PlayStation, I couldn't. So I was like, well, I'm gonna get the 360. So that's just kind of how it split apart. But overall, like, you know what I'm saying, we still here, still walking, still gaming,
Yeah.
still chop it up, and ain't nothing. We ain't skip a beat, man. Like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of those
And
things. I mean, it's rare that you can literally stop talking to someone for a long period of time and just jump back into the arena and still can rock with the person. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
don't have friendships. That's how you really know if you truly have built something with someone that no matter how long it's been, y'all can just connect and ain't none that and like things. Even though it's been that long, it don't even seem like it.
Right. Yeah, that's what true friendship is tested by, I guess by distance, you can say, and how long y'all can go with each other. And I can honestly say this too, with every single one of my friends, it's been the same way. It's been times I haven't spoken to them. Now, I will say this. I think Gene is probably the longest one I've been through. I have not talked to in the longest, but that's probably just because he moved away. You know what I mean? But but all my friends, we can go a couple months not say nothing to each other. Then when we finally talk, that's just the type of friendship that we've built. But like I said, it's a special case with me and Gene because, like I said, we connect on we connect on many different levels, man. And like I said, he was the longest friend I went to without talking. You know what I mean? Without talking to. So I don't know, man. It's just. And I think you're the only one. Well, nope, Coach East. I went to school with Coach East, but you're the only one I had a class with. I can say that.
Well, yeah.
You're the only one I had a couple.
Then on top of that, here's the other thing. It's crazy because me and Dee didn't even realize that we ran into each other as kids, and on the south side.
We grew up in the same. Yep, we grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, same neighborhood. Ran into each other a few times, and more than likely, he probably came over my house and played Nintendo, because I used to literally just go out, run around in the streets and meet random kids, and then we'll just go back to my crib and play Nintendo, and then I may not even see him no more after that. You know, so
yeah.
And it's possible he was one of them. You know what I'm saying? So
it's very possible because you
a corner from my street. So
yeah. Look. If you wanted to kidnap me as a kid, it's too late for y'all kidnap because I'm a grown man now. I'll shoot you in the face. But if you ever wanted to I got my Ford card and I got this. Okay, anyway, if you ever wanted to kidnap me as a kid, you don't use candy, you don't use toys, you used video games. If you had a system, you had my I'm happy. I'm happy I didn't grow up as a girl because I don't know what would have happened to me.
Oh my God.
I don't know what would have happened to me. Because I would just go and maybe let's just say my parents didn't teach me right or something like that. Because if I grew up a girl, I'm pretty sure my parents would have taught me differently. But I'm just saying as a point, ain't no telling what would have happened to me. Because it wouldn't take much to get me anywhere. If you had a system in a leaky basement with the window with garbage bags over the windows and garbage bags over the floor. Over where you gut fish at, a room where you gut fish at, like over a sink, and you got garbage bags lining that stuff too. Yeah, I would still go down there, and you tell me you had a video game system. I may look around and be like, oh, this place is weird, but as soon as I see that system, my mind would make me think I'm right back. My mind would make me think I'm right back home in my living room.
Yep.
My mind, and you know what? Because let's talk about how. Let me tell y'all something about video games, man. How video games has really, and I know this is more of a pause menu topic, but I don't think I've ever said this on the pause menu, but video games literally saved my life, and I'm gonna tell you why. Without giving away too much detail. Where I grew up at on the side. Wait, that's another thing too. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I also wanted to say this to you too, Gene. Now it's funny. No, not that. No. I'm not even gonna blame you or nothing. You might even agree with me with this. Now, me, you, and Shadow Yeah. You know who Shadow Yeah is?
Yep.
Okay, all right. We all grew up on the, and I remember I was talking to you today about how our attitudes are kindred almost. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we have the same type of attitude. And I realized something too. I think it's because we all grew up on the South Side.
Probably.
So we got a South Side type of attitude about us. And I don't mean like a lot of the same morals that you have.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same morals that I have, and the same morals that Shadow Yeah has.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the humor that he has, that I have, is also you have. Yep. Because I think it's because we grew up on the South Side. But anyway, with me growing up in the South Side, now there were times where, because my parents were always there, I'll just say that. And there'd be times where I'll be left alone with my brother. And I think that may be why he sees things a little differently than I do when it comes to our upbringing. What? Because I had toys, but more importantly, I had video games to help me with my escape. That helped me escape what was really going on in the real world. You know what I mean? I won't say I was completely oblivious to it, but I will say it didn't bother me as much as it bothered some of my other siblings. Right. Because I had my escape. I had video games, man. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I would be the positive person I am today, or as positive as I can be today, if it wasn't for video games. They helped take me out of a reality that wasn't suitable for children. I'll put it like that. Mm-hmm. I put it like that. So, man, I owe me trying to make a career out of doing something with video games is, I feel like I owe it to video games. Not to say that this stuff ain't fun either. You know what I mean? But video games has done, it's led me to some amazing people. It's kept me out of trouble. You know what I mean? It even helped scope my personality and help me develop my talents because of the way I see things because of video games. You know what I mean? I had an understanding of experience before I even knew what experience was because of RPG. I knew that I had to do certain things a certain amount of time in order for me to, we call it level up, but in life, in order for me to perfect a certain skill so I can move on to the next one. You know? Mm-hmm. I had a good understanding of what practice was. Because I would do it all the time. Like in Legend of Gaia, I would go out there and fight all the weaklings, or any RPG or any game, all the weaklings, so I can gather my experience, so I can perfect the skill and upgrade it and move to the next one. Maybe that's one reason why I'm pretty good at sports. You know what I mean? It's because I had that understanding of practice. We call it farming in video games. Now they call it farming. But it ain't nothing but practice in real life. Yeah. Go to the court, beat the same people, go to the same court every day, shoot the same jumper, go to the same spot in the RPG battle and beat the same opponent over and over again as you gain experience so you can level up. Same thing in life, man. You go to school and go to the same classes every day. So you can gain experience so that you can graduate to the next class. Now, I wish I would have thought of school like that, but I didn't. I did. This was more, for me, it was geared more towards sports or learning anything new. I knew I had to gain experience in it for me to understand it and upgrade it. So I owe it so that's the reason why I do podcasts, I do Twitch, and I'm trying to. And it took me until as old as I am now to really fully understand what it is I wanted. Because I don't have the patience to make video games. I mean, and if you do, bless you, child, bless you. May God bless you with this dude with a AAA title that no one has never seen before. May God bless you to bless us with a AAA title we have never seen before. But I thought about getting into video games at one point. You know what I mean?
I think most are hardcore. I think most gamers have thought about it. So
yeah, Yeah, I mean, cause it's been when it's mattered as much to me as it mattered when video games mattered to you as much as it mattered to me. You kind of you drift towards that. But then I looked at everything I got, everything you had to do, the stuff. I said I'm no good at computer programming. Now I can hack the shit out some stuff, but I mean I can hack the stuff out some stuff. And you know how me and you were back in the day, Gene.
Oh,
You know how we can do stuff like that, but as far as making a career out of it, and it's just not for me. Sitting there having it's because everything is so tedious. I mean, yeah, you can look at it like farming and stuff like that. If that's what helps you, fine. But that didn't help me in this case. I just couldn't do it. I just can't sit there. And for a long time, I never thought about making video games a career because I knew I didn't want to make video games. And at this point, and I knew I didn't want to write in a video game column about video games because I didn't want to say I hated writing, but I just see some of the stuff the journalists go through and I'm just like, no, I'm good. Mm-hmm. And back when I was growing up, there was no such thing as streaming, and we didn't have YouTube like that. We didn't have it until later on in life. And even then, video gaming on YouTube wasn't really a thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I completely dismissed anything involved in video games in my life as a profession at all. I just let it go. I let it off the hook. I put it out of my mind. I said, there's no way. Fast forward to now. I'm doing Twitch. I'm doing YouTube. I got 2 podcasts going that revolves around video games. You know what I mean? And because, like I said, this is my way of giving back to people about, not just people, giving back to video games. I'll never be able to give back what it gave to me, but I feel like I owe it to video games to do that for what it did for me as a young guy, and even as a young man, and the view it gave me on life. It really, like I said, I don't think I could have made it through some of the stuff I didn't make it through. Like, even when my grandfather died, I had my PlayStation 3. I had just got my PlayStation 3, and that's one of the things that helped keep me sane during that time. Was playing Ninja Gaiden and all the new games that came out. You know what I mean? Because I had to live in the same house that my grandfather was in, and he was and now not like most people out there, they rarely see. I seen my grandfather every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
I used to hear that stick thumping. That used to wake me up in the morning. I knew he was up. I used to hear his stick thumping throughout the house. And then to one day not hear that no more, when it's been a part of your life for years. I say, if you don't get some sort of escape, man, that stuff can drive you crazy. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I had my video games always to keep me safe. Now, and I don't mean to turn this podcast into that, but like I said, I don't think I've ever expressed this to anybody before. I don't even think I expressed this to you before, Jing. Have I?
No,
I may have touched on it.
Nah, you touched on it, but not to that extent. No.
Yeah, because it's just just something you don't like to visit. But since I'm talking, you know what I mean? It's like I might as well say it, and like I don't know, man, and it just I don't know, man. Like video games really it really helped develop my character. It really, and I think about it too. The worst times in my life, and now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm not over exaggerating this, the worst times in my life was when I wasn't playing video games religiously. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say religious, but I was playing like maybe once every month, and I remember that was some of the hardest. Those were some of the hardest times in my life. It wasn't until I got back on my regular regimen of video games was I starting to find happy. I sound mushy and emotional, but I was happy again. You know what I mean? Even through some of the break, man. Well, we ain't gonna talk about some of the breakups I had. Or man, you remember? You remember some of the breakups I had over?
Oh my god!
Oh man, I didn't did some crazy stuff from my video games, man.
Yeah,
even
over the PS4 controllers. Lord, jeez.
Oh, let's not talk about it. PS4 controller, my PS2. I wrote. Oh, okay. Oh my god, dude. So, I like, even though things aren't 100% going my way with this stuff, I believe I'm in the right field now. I believe I'm doing it the right way. I believe I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? And man, that all that stuff came out of nowhere, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just start talking like that. I probably edit. I don't know how much of this stuff I'll edit out when I edit it.
Hey, I told the civilians, man, already. This is we're gonna chop it up like we normally do. So a
Yeah.
lot of our conversations, it's crazy because we don't have, and that's the thing, we ain't got topics of a lot of stuff we gonna talk about. So a lot of things we just throw out there, and this is a normal conversation between me and D. And literally,
Yeah.
we can start with something, and then we always start with it, and then we'll navigate from it, but it still be within that same realm, and then we go back to it. So this is
Right.
we ride the wave and explore all avenues on the waves, and then we still go back on the main wave and still hit the land regardless. So
Right. Right. Well, yeah, man. I know. We mentioned 2K like 15 minutes ago, and every time we, and bro, every time we get started on the subject,
yeah,
we veer off into something else.
yeah. I mean that's
Okay.
normal though. I mean if we gonna
Yeah.
give it,
True.
if
True.
we gonna give it to you guys, if we gonna give it to you raw, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna give you the vegetables uncooked. You know what I mean? Like, so
You just you just had to say give it to him raw, huh?
I said raw vegetables, dog. Hey. Yeah.
I'm just saying. You forget who you on the other end with.
I know, but that's why I had to hurry up and say it. I had to say something right after. That's all.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, is there anything you want to add to that? What video games has done for you?
Man,
While we talking about
this
it.
is what I will say. I agree fully with what you said because everybody has an outlet. Everybody has an outlet. If you don't have an outlet, find your outlet because
Yeah.
you gotta have a safe haven, a safe zone that's yours. You know what I'm saying?
This world
So
is harsh.
so I remember all the stuff I was doing, and D knows a lot of stuff I was doing. He
Mm-hmm.
may not have known fully at that time, but during those times I didn't have a system. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Mm-hmm.
out there. I was out there doing what I was doing. You
Yeah.
know,
What's that? What's his name? Ong. That's all I'm gonna say.
oh man.
On.
Well, nah, like my outlet with him though was honestly, it was video games somewhat, but it was a lot of basketball being played during that time too. So
Okay. Okay.
so he didn't even, actually, the stuff that I was doing with him wasn't even the bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the bad stuff came after him, and I was out doing a lot of stuff, like a lot of things. Um, I mean, stuff that I can't even incriminate myself on anyway at this point because I never. I mean, well, I'm not. I'm put it like this: if you can imagine what a guy was doing who had nothing to do besides besides looking at his mother struggle and not wanting her to worry about feeding him or clothing him, and you living in basically in the hood anyway. So if you can imagine what those circumstances can make someone do because you want your mother not who overworking herself, who overstressing herself, not to basically relieve some off her plate because her plate is overflowing with a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'm looking at my plate. I'm like, I ain't got nothing on the plate. I
Right.
could
Right.
take some what she has off her plate, put it on mine, and I'll be good. So I did I was doing what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have to do it. I felt like at that time I needed to do it because I wanted her not to worry so much. So I did what I was doing, man. Like I basically drove in many different avenues, dibble dabbled in a lot, and stopped at a few places on the way. But what kept me out of trouble Overall, we're looking back. If I had my system, if I had if I maintained the same kind of relationships I had prior, and not added
Yeah, yeah,
those new relationships, I probably wouldn't even been in that predicament. That I was just with the things that I was doing, but I can't change it now. Only thing I can do is like learn from it, remember it, and remember how it was and the things I was doing, and never go back to it. So, video games. I guess in a sense, my safe haven. I had to find that place again, and once I did, I was straight. I've been cool ever since. But that's why I
yeah.
said some people like smoking, some people like smoking, some people like drinking. That's all cool, but those things you can die from a lot faster. So,
Right. True. True.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you're
Find
gonna pick an outlet, try to
find
pick
a
a healthy
safe
one.
outlet.
Yeah. Uh, Safe or a healthy one. Just don't, because a lot of people like to find destructive outlets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like the whole drinking and stuff. And if you drink recreationally, I'm not here to judge nobody, but some people go overboard with that stuff, and you know it. You know.
Yep.
And if you can find you a safe outlet, a constructive outlet, then you on track to being a better person and having more a better control over your life than most people. You
Yeah.
know. But
Man,
yeah, man.
you
Okay.
can't find
Okay.
everything at the bottom of that glass, man, or the bottom of
For real. I
or
mean,
the bottom
because all that
of
stuff
the
is
stick.
just all that do. Yeah, all it does is numb you, and you're gonna have to deal with it sooner or later. I mean, you can say the same thing about video games. Oh, video games gonna do, but at least I'll have my mind to be able to do so. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm this. Okay, I didn't mean to get into that. Not at least not like that. I know I'm not trying to condemn people for whatever they do to escape, but like I says, at least try to find a constructive one. But
Yeah, that's all.
okay, yeah, that's it. That's all. Okay, so can we talk about some 2K?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
I did what I told you I was gonna do.
Mhm.
You told me who I should watch. No, I did. I said, yeah, I'm gonna watch Chris Smooth because I can't watch Cash. You know what I mean? Can't watch that
Okay,
dude. So
you
I
got
was
to
like,
be in a certain mood to watch Cash,
yeah,
man.
you
He
got
funny, but
literally, you have to be in a certain mood to watch Cash, man. Like,
yeah, like okay. Look, I guess here we do it again. But I guess this is more considering more. All right, let's talk about that a little bit. Now, we talked about this the other day, right?
yep, yep,
If you want to learn about the game and you actually want to see what the game has to offer, to me, and still be entertained, that's why I prefer Chris Smooth.
yeah. You gotta go with C
Eh,
Smooth on those.
Yeah, I go with C Smooth because he does he does a better job of showing off the game, and keeping you entertained throughout the process. But what's his name? Cash Nash. If I just want to be straight up entertained, I'll flip over to Cash Nasty. But it probably won't be till after I watch Chris Smooth though, cause I need to know about the game first. And he, like I said, he does an excellent job of showing off the game while keeping you entertained. But if you just want to be entertained, man, I say Cash Nasty, man. But what about you?
Yep, I feel the exact same. Like I promise you, it'll be times I'll click on him and I'll see him playing something, and I'm like, and I'll start listening and then watching. And I'm like, nah, I'll click right off and look for something like Chris Smooth has, because I'm like,
Yeah,
let me, especially if his game I haven't played yet. So I'll go
yeah,
straight to him after I click off Cash. Like I can't deal with Cash right now, because I'm gonna be laughing at him more than anything. So with
right, right, right.
Chris, you laugh a little bit, but you get more understanding of how things work. With Cash,
Yeah,
Cash,
funny,
yeah. Because I remember you telling me
entertained.
about him like a long time ago, and I finally, you say, yeah, you like, dude, I think you gonna like him, man. He be crazy funny, and I did. I mean, he's hilarious to me.
Yeah,
Sometimes I can't deal with too much of the screaming and yelling sometimes.
Nigga get so mad.
I don't like the fact I have to adjust my sound volume all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but overall, I rock with him. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
rock.
he cool.
Salute to my guy. Oprah side.
Oh God,
oh, oh, I can't say what it used to be, but Oprah Syverson. You know, shout out to him.
Upper side.
Yeah, Oprah Side N word, you know, but he changed it to Oprah Syverson now. But shout out to him. That's you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, that's how I feel about it. I feel the same way. But I did watch Cat. I did watch See Smooth on it, and saw how the gameplay. I was like, I now I don't know. Here's the thing about people don't know about me and D. When we play games, we play it on the hardest level possible, even
Yep.
from the jump.
Yep.
If it's something if it's a level that if it's a difficulty that we can't get yet on the highest level to get it on the hardest, we can't we'll do it on the highest one we can get it to, and with
Yep.
2K we go straight Hall of Fame or it's
Straight
no
Hall of
way
Fame.
for us. Now
And
I
it
don't
can be a struggle too sometimes.
yeah, that's the point.
Yep.
That's why we be murking people on the court. So because we used to playing on Hall of Fame, people aren't. They
Yep.
used to playing on
From jump.
Pro,
Yep.
All Star. We bypass all
To
that.
me, it's not the real game.
No, it's not.
It's not the real game.
So, but I like but overall, I don't know if Steve Smooth was playing on Hall of Fame or not. But if
No,
he
you
was,
can't. You can adjust the. You can adjust the
the prelude.
difficulty. Yeah,
Okay,
you can adjust the
but yeah, I
difficulty on
like
there.
the movements. You know what I'm saying? I only I had to watch the C Moses one though,
Oh,
because he
dude,
was
it was
playing.
domination.
Yeah, because he
It
was
was
playing
so
with a
bad.
big man. So, and I told you I was thinking about going strictly
Oh,
to
bro,
my power forward. So
it's nasty, man. I think you enjoy that one. It's disgusting.
yeah, so I was
He
looking
wrecked.
at. I was like, yeah, because I got to look further into it, see about my player build. But I think I'm probably gonna do. Um, it just kind of depends. I know the defender is gonna be there. Defender is gonna be on the second skill. I already know that for off
Yeah,
jump. I just don't know if I'm gonna have him as a post or a driving finisher for the second. I gotta see what the mid range gonna be. I gotta.
yeah.
That's what my main
And
focus is too.
and you
So
know what? That's the thing though. This year they don't show numbers. It's only like bar. I don't know if it's just like that for the prelude, but when I was cycling through like the archetypes and the
no,
secondary and primary skills, they didn't show numbers,
but see
and that made it
that's why I sent
difficult.
you that paper. That's why I sent you that thing for your list.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that list is gonna tell you based off of that build you got and what you pick. And that list is gonna tell you the number wise. So that's why I sent you that because that was specifically designed for point guards, and I know you was gonna play with that. So that's why I sent you that so you can
yeah,
see each bracket and how many points you can get. And I think on the end of it, you see how many badges you can get and how many Hall of Fames. I don't if I ain't seen you one with the Hall of Fame badges that you can get based off of what you select off of the two skills. I'm gonna send you that, but um, but yeah, that's why I sent that to you because I know you needed it. So I gotta find mine for the power forward builds. So and once I find that, then I'll be straight. I mean, I can't do anything with it right now. So all I can do right now is study. So and
oh god,
but see that's
Mister
the thing
Coffee Feet.
that's gonna make me more dangerous because at that point
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure things out quick. Because if I have that prelude right now, I'll be like, I don't know what to do, and because this year I'm not trying to have
Oh,
like
last year, yeah, 2K17 was bad for us. It mixed everything up. It mixed everything up.
yeah I'm not. I mean especially this year I'm not trying to have multiple characters. You know what I'm saying like that. I'm
Oh yeah,
not.
I forgot about that.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying I'm not trying to have. I think the last amount I believe I had was like maybe 5. No, the max was
yeah, you had a
7.
whole
Max
dang,
was 7
man. You had
that
a
I
starting
had.
lineup and bench players.
Yep. And then I started deleting them. I had a set. I started with my power forward. Arms made his arms too short, so he wasn't blocking shots like he was supposed to.
oh man, and you don't
Um,
never want to see Gene when his dude don't play defense how he's supposed to. That you want to talk about mad?
yeah,
This
man.
nigga get
So
upset.
then
Well, go ahead, go ahead.
then finally created my sharpshooter small forward, which if I'm gonna do another person, it's probably be my small forward, and I don't think I'm gonna make him a sharpshooter this time either. So, um, and it kind of depends. I may. It just kind of depends on how it's going to affect his other skills when I put defense on him too. So,
Yeah, yeah.
because basically, if I'm gonna build him, he's gonna be built like Clay Thompson, for a
Two-way
small forward.
superstar.
So
Or what, like a 3-point defender?
yeah,
3 and D, as they call it in NBA Live.
yep. So basically, that's that. It'll be something similar to that, but I just don't know what is gonna take away yet. And once I figure that out, then I'll be straight. But but yeah, I like the way the movement is. Um, I like it. I hate the nickname, of course. I don't like.
DJ. I
Yeah,
hate them all. I hate them all. What's the worst one you think so far?
well, that's the only one I know
Uh,
of.
wait.
Oh,
When you
you
say
talking about in all
nickname,
the
what you talking
careers?
about? Yeah.
Man,
I bet you it's the same one I was thinking.
you talking about frequency vibrations?
Yep.
Yep. That's probably hands down the dumbest thing. Spike Lee ruined.
Oh, that name
Spike
is
Lee
so
ruined that whole
gross.
career mode, man.
Why didn't nobody tell him? Like, who his friends? You know what I mean? How come nobody said nothing about this name? Like, why did this name get put? Well, you know what? Whatever.
But
It happened.
but you know what would be cool though if they had a mode where they still had like Justice playing in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Or even like Alabaster finally made
Prez.
it to the league. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, that would have been nice.
I know
That would have been
not
nice.
the main characters, you know, like Prez or Frequency or nothing like that. Just like
How crazy would that be, though?
you know what I'm saying? But just it'll be crazy. But if they had a mode like that where they on certain teams and stuff like that, that would be dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, even Devin, you know what I'm saying? He in the game.
Devin, whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know. G League.
G League. Boy, he can't play for the local high schools.
Nah, he probably a coach now. So, but yeah, man, I like the gameplay though.
Yeah. It doesn't feel. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I don't know how it feels, but based off
see.
what I've seen, it looks like it feels nice.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't feel. I think I was telling you about that. It doesn't feel as sticky. Like it feels. I mean, of course, my dude is a lot slower than my other dude, you know.
Did you
But
make a
it
big
doesn't.
body?
I made him wide shoulder. You know me. Ever since Allen Iverson was on the cover. Okay, maybe no, I take that back. Dreamcast days. Ever since Dreamcast days, I always made my dude 5'8" to 5'9".
So you did that. You did that again.
Yes.
Okay. So what about his weight? Did you make him like a Baron Davis
Yes.
body?
Yep. I put the weight on him. It dropped my speed tremendously, but I put the weight on him, and it was working in my career. When I was doing the games, I was actually bullying a lot of the other point guards.
Okay. That's
So
what
I was able.
I wasn't too sure if you were still gonna be bullying him like that. If you were still gonna bully him like that. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's bad. I can push through people like LeBron, man. Point guards. I can push through point guards like I'm LeBron James.
oh,
man.
you like
And
you like little LeBron. But
Nah, no, I'm not. Don't ever call. Nope. Don't
no,
ever
I'm not calling
disrespect
you
me.
dude that. I'm just
Oh.
saying. I'm saying like that's what Bledsoe do. He
Oh.
like Nate Robinson and Bledsoe. Those are the only two small point
Yeah.
guards. And Baron Davis. Well, Baron Davis wasn't small. That dude was like 6'2". So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
them,
If I have to, go ahead.
but them two was like, you know, they will literally they'll bully other point guards with their body and just bully the mess out of them. So
Yeah. I would say if I have to liken my character to any real life NBA player, it would be a Nate Robinson, Isaiah Thomas mix. Because my dude, for as small as my dude is, he got bounced. You know what I mean? Well, actually, I don't know. I would say a Curry, Isaiah. No, not Curry. I would say Chris Paul. A Chris Paul because of the vision, you know. So I would say a Chris Paul, Nate Robinson, Isaiah Thomas mixture. I would give my dude. I would say that would be the closest NBA player. But if I had to name just one, it'd probably be Nate. It'd probably be Nate, man. Like I said, and it doesn't feel stiff. It doesn't feel stiff, even though my dude is slower. It doesn't feel stiff, and like I said, I'm able to body a lot of the point guards, and that's the trick. I told you that's one of the tricks of mine. A lot of people Mr. A.K.A. he can attest to this. When they see they can't shake my dude, what's the next thing they always try?
They always try to post you up.
They all because why? Why would they think that's a good idea?
Because you small, and it'll be dudes that be like 6'5" trying to post you. You can't even move, barely budge you.
He barely budge me. It's kind of a trick. Now I don't know how well this is gonna work this year because it seemed like my post defense was a little. When I played,
it should because
maybe when I upgraded
the weight difference because they added that factor in from what you was telling me. And then I saw what Chris Smooth was saying too. So yeah, it's gonna factor.
Well, we right back at it then, because that's one of my tricks I use is because people think just because my dude is so little that they think they can bully him and back me down.
Yep.
And then when they try it, they either get ripped or they get sent, or they can't move and they have to pass out, not literally fall out, but like pass the ball back out beyond the arc.
Oh, I don't know. Did you hear about about what they doing? They said probably the worst build is gonna be that stretch big this year.
Good.
And they said
why? Why though?
Because if you're stretch big, you ain't got that speed no more. You ain't got that speed to be doing all that dribbling moves and all that.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, you ain't gonna have that no more. So they said plus you're not gonna be able to get a gold Hall of Fame badge with limited range. So they'll say, what's the point? So the most you can get is a gold with a stretch big, and you can't even you're not gonna be able to do nothing. Post wise, you basically screwed down there, and you're not fast, so it's gonna be easier for somebody that's a bigger player, that's a true point, a true center or power forward. It's gonna be a lot easier for them to keep up with your movements now and catch up with you. So that's why I was like, thank God I never got into doing those stretch bigs, man. Like I didn't care for it. I got disgusted by it. So I was like, man, they can have it. And we still wrecking shot with even playing against stretch bigs a lot. So that's what made me recreate. That's what made me create the small forward. Because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep up with them. And I may not be the same size. I'll take a 2-inch difference, but I'm gonna be able to keep up with them and contest them every time. So
right. It's something else I wanted to tell you about, Jane. About the when I played it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you see it in Chris. Well, I don't even think they even showed it in Chris Smooth once. But the picks, it's not as definite. You actually able to fight around picks a lot easier, or recover from picks a lot better. Because you remember last year, people was pick cheesing all the time. You hit a pick and your dude pretty much gets stuck. Yep. Even if you don't hit it perfect. If you just so much as go by him. You know what I mean? That animation would take and then they can spam it. But this year, man, I was trying to set picks on some of my opponents. And they would just, if you didn't get that pick hit right, like right perfect, he'll get hit by it, but then he'll just smooth right around it. Or the ball handler would stumble a little bit because he'll get knocked into him. Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, bro. I said yes. When I saw that happen, I got mad for a split second, but then I realized what that meant. So hopefully all these pick cheesers, people gonna have to really play basketball this year, and I'm excited about that. Or at least that's what it's shaping up to be. It's not like I played the game, but we'll know this Friday. But it's shaping up that you really gonna have to play basketball this year. So, like I was gonna mention on that stretch big thing. It sounds like you got to know what you're doing with a stretch big in order to use it.
Yep.
Like you can't just cheese every damn thing. And I'm happy about that, man. How it should be, especially if you're talking about getting into the E leagues. You got to clean up a lot of that.
Yeah, you got to clean up a lot of that mess, man. Like, And that's why I'm like, you gonna basically force them to actually play their position. And I'm like, and believe me, there's gonna be people who's gonna try to build this stretch big stuff. And I'm like, you can go right ahead because at this
Mm-hmm.
point, like
You better know
it's
what you're doing.
yep, you gonna because I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
oh no, there they go.
So,
All
but
right,
yeah, man,
man. Well, we
I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Because this is 2 years in a row where extenuating circumstances then got me right at the prelude.
literally,
Yes.
literally. How about the need now for a new fight night? Tell me where's fight night at? Where's our boxing game? UFC 3 is coming out already. UFC is a fairly new sport, and they already working on their third installment of UFC 3. Where's our fight night? Where's our straight up boxing game at? I don't care if you merge it with UFC 3. Like, Mayweather need to come off some of that money and fund a boxing game. I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we did. We talked about that a long time ago, and because I don't understand why. I don't like he even got to call it Mayweather boxing or nothing like that because it's just if he gets it,
He should. He would love it.
I would say if he does it, I mean, here's the thing: if he does it, how much issues is people underneath Golden Boy Promotions gonna have with having their fighters be underneath that Mayweather game? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing, and
Shoot, they already underneath him in boxing. They always the B side.
yeah, but
When you fight underneath Mayweather Promotions.
yeah, I mean that's true, but it would just take longer, and I say that, and even though the game it's been a
I'm about to
long
say.
time, because I think that game came out on the 360 and the PS3.
I
So
think so. That was what was that? Fight Night. What was it called?
Fight Night
The Lo-
Champions
Champions. Yeah.
with that boy Isaac Frost.
That wow. That nigga was cold. That
Yeah,
dude was cold, man.
that was probably the hardest. Like that fight, that championship fight with him was the hardest thing. Like it was terribly hard, man. But yeah, man. I mean, cause I seen them in the Game Informers talking about the release of the game 3 years ago, and I still ain't heard anything more about it. It's not like EA, they underneath EA, so it's not like
So was UFC, right?
yeah. And I think the emergence of UFC is what slowed it down. But
Wait, is it? Yeah, it is underneath EA. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it is EA's UFC too. Okay. Yeah.
So they and I think that's probably what took precedence over it. But I don't like you said, we can have some like you know what I'm saying, like how they had NWO versus the World or NWO versus WCW. You can have
Yeah.
you can have world like the World Boxing Championship versus MMA. I mean, you could easily do that and put it in. I mean, you don't, and you can have it as two separate games in one. You know what I'm saying? If you want to
Yeah.
mix them in the games together, you can. You'll have that option. Um, but either or, one side ain't gonna fare well on the next, as you can see.
Right. Right.
McGregor up here got this brain damage or whatever. So, which I was shocked when I heard about that. But I ain't
Or the
really.
traumatic. Well, honestly, to be honest with you, every fighter has that. They just blew it out of proportion. Every fighter has a traumatic brain because especially from a TKO. You know,
Ah,
you're
got
getting
you.
hit in the head. Yeah, they just kind of just said it like that. You know, if that make any sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it makes sense what you're
Yeah.
saying. I guess they just blew out, like you said, it blew out proportion because it was that fight. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't. I hope. I mean, Mayweather ain't worried. I don't think Mayweather's thinking about the video game side. I mean, it'd be different if
Nah.
he actually played them. Only
But
thing.
he need to be thinking about that money.
I
That
mean,
money he can get.
he is, but I think what he's thinking about is that strip club he owns I'm saying,
Yeah,
and what's gonna make him more money by the end of the day. And I don't know, man. He could come out with something like Mike Tyson boxing. He could if he wanted to.
he could. He should. We
He
need
should.
it.
He
We
should
need.
have
I mean,
did.
you.
Honestly, he should have did that 10 years ago.
Yeah,
That's when he could. That's when he could have been. Yeah, it could have been.
man. I don't know, man. But we need something. We need something. UFC 2 is cool, and UFC 3 is cool. You know what I mean? Those are cool, but we need something. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. We need. I need for the hardcore boxing fans. You know what I mean? And shoot, even the Glory Kickboxing. Well, actually, I don't know if it's a big enough market for the Glory Kickboxing stuff. I don't know if it's a big enough market though. But that can easily, to be honest with you, that can easily be fitted into a UFC 3 game. Easily, because a lot of the people that do the kickboxing, they do mixed martial arts too. A lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, that could be. You could do that easily, and then all you gotta do, kind of like take a page out of Fire Pro Wrestling's book, and if you can fight in the cage or in a ring, and if you fight in the ring, you can add modified rules. You can modify the rules to just kickboxing or just man. They just need to get with it, dog. They playing. They could do so much.
Yeah, it could. I mean, it's just it's just and that's the thing. It's a market for a lot of things. It's just to have the people who's trying to create the game and the people who putting the money towards that machine to actually see it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Like, and this the weird thing. EA know the boxing fans been waiting for this game to come out, for the new Fight Night game to come out for years. It's not like it's not like no one's been talking about it. Everybody's waiting. Everybody's been waiting. Now it's gotten to the point where it's like it's kind of like it's got that Duke Nukem effect. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody wanted to play Duke Nukem or Max Payne, and then when they finally recreate it, and when they finally come out and produce it on the next platform, it's a dud.
It's a dud. Yep.
So, and I don't think it's gonna be like that, but I think maybe that's what they may be thinking, because if they put the game out, it's not gonna be a dud. People will buy it. You know what I'm saying? It's just we don't want to have to wait every 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Or every 5 years or something. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Well, and think about it like this: we waited this long, right?
Right.
If we gotta wait longer, I don't care. We won't be missing too much as long as y'all get the game right.
Yeah.
At this point, you know what I mean?
I mean, I ain't asking for the game to be perfect, but it should be dang near.
Yeah. Get it together, y'all.
I mean, as long as y'all have Spike Lee doing the storyline, we good.
Oh yeah, because I can't deal with another frequency vibrations. I can't in the boxing. I can't. I cannot.
Maybe
right.
maybe frequency vibration would have been better for a boxer.
Maybe, because it would make more sense. I guess. I don't know.
Now I don't know about the I don't know about the Bears part, but
oh, actually, no, I can see that if he knocks somebody out.
Oh yeah.
I can see that, or he hit somebody with a good shot.
Oh yeah, I can see it then. So yeah, maybe that's what they should have had. To hire Spike Lee for that storyline.
Heck yeah, I think he'll do better at making a boxing storyline anyway.
I think so. You know what, you're right. I think he probably would. You know what I mean? Like
that real life grit and drama. You know.
I tell you what. Here's what might be dope. If you do a storyline that take place back in the 60s for the boxing.
What are you saying?
Imagine
what are you
that.
saying?
Okay. Had that grit, grimy looking career, picture and video of the game. Like, yo, take it back to that, man. Like, like that.
How about this, Jane? How about this? A dynasty. You go through. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes,
Oh,
you follow your family all the way back, or someone's family, depend, because because you don't want to say follow your family because if it's white or if they black. Let's say you are a
oh yeah,
boxing
we don't want to have
historian.
that frequency
Yeah.
vibration system. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
If that wasn't the most ridiculous, okay. See, they didn't think that through. Okay. Anyway, so you know where I'm getting at. Okay. So
Yep.
imagine if they had a boxing historian and he's following this great family that's been boxing for generations throughout all the eras of boxing. Kind of like Assassin's Creed almost.
Yep.
Maybe it can be
That's what I was
an
thinking about.
interview or yeah, and then all the way up into the present era as you talk to the guy that you're talking to, interviewing him before his fight. You know what I mean? And then he goes in the ring and that'd be that'd be nasty.
See,
Get at us, video games. We got some good ideas. We got
yeah.
some real good ideas. Get at us.
And and that's the thing. Like me and D, we've been having great ideas about a lot of video games, especially with the wrestling.
Oh,
Like,
y'all don't get
we
us started
always
on
had great
wrestling.
ideas about them. It's just it's just one of those things. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind submitting ideas to the companies, but at the same time, I don't want because I've seen where people submit things and don't get and people submit stuff
Yeah,
all the
no
time
credit.
ideas and don't get a patent. The next thing you know, people run off with it and make money off of it.
Yep.
I ain't asking for ducats, but I need a little change. You dig? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like you can break me off. You can break us off with a little something. I mean,
Little
we got
something.
great ideas that will appeal to a lot of people with certain things, especially box. That idea with boxing that we just came up with, that is hands
Who wouldn't play that?
down.
Who the heck wouldn't play that? I'll play the heck out of it, especially if you love boxing.
Exactly. Like,
You
and
go
we
through
ain't
the
saying
different
that
rules of it.
and of course, we ain't saying you got to go back to Rocky Marciano and do all his fights. No, it's literally get away from that and just do it based off of like what D was saying, based off of having a boxing historian similar to like how if it was up to me, I'll have Bob Sugar do it, but he's passed away now. But I would have had him do it and have him as a narrator and have him go through as the historian of the game and go through this family boxing legend. I want to say I almost made up a word, but boxing lineage.
Legacy, lineage. Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And
I say take it all the way back to Queensberry rules. You know what I mean? Back to when that first started in America. Go back then where you just button mashing
yep,
and show and not just show the greatness of the game. I mean, not just show the greatness of the family, but the progression of the game as a whole.
yeah.
Man, get up out of here, man.
And
Get up out of here,
and
man.
I'll tell you the cut scene of it would be that how it'll come about. You getting in the ring. You show the modern day person of this lineage.
Get knocked out.
And nope, is about to start in their first pro match, and or even that, or in their first championship match leading up to it.
Championship, yeah.
And then you see them, you hear the bell ring, you see they got a close up of this person's face, and they slap their gloves together, and then put their hands up coming towards the camera. And then it blacks out, and then you definitely that's when the narrator comes in, start talking about this person lineage, because in the background you can hear him talk about this person's a sixth generation, whatever the case may be, right? Then they just goes back and say let's take you, well, before we continue, let's take you back to how this person came about dealing with his family lineage, and just go from there. And then
Or go to a day before, maybe
yep,
like the day before the fight, and then you
yep,
see him sitting down talking to him.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can easily do that, and then once you get through it, you ain't gotta have that process be so long to lead back up to modern day, but you can still do it in a good amount of time and still have another career part once the modern day hits to fulfill the
Yeah.
rest of it.
Well, yeah, that would make sense because it'd be like almost like the 2K story. Like you go through you beat the story mode, and now you have free reign. Hey, take this person that you created, through the lineage. But see, that's where it would get sticky with race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because maybe that person can't be related, or I don't know.
You could because you can do it based off of, let's say one of the boxers didn't have a offspring. Maybe they had coach. Maybe they became a boxing coach and passed their knowledge down
Okay,
to.
yeah, absolutely.
You can
Yep, you
easily
can do it like
that
that.
way.
Yep. Okay, that'll work. All right, man. We done been about an hour and a half. Let's go ahead and end it. We don't have any social media right now, so that's gonna be coming soon. As you probably could tell, I'm probably gonna release this. Well, I'm gonna release this on the Donnie Awesome page, of course. And I'll promote it on my Donnie Awesome page. So, yeah, man. If you liked it, go ahead and give this a thumbs up. If not, you must not like fun things. I don't know. But you got anything else to add, Mr. AKA?
Yeah, man. Just like how I ended on the zombie cruise, you know what I'm saying? Twitch when we playing that night. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for listening. You know what I'm saying? Provide off any feedback. You know what I'm saying? If you love what we were speaking about tonight, you know what I'm saying? Then leave a comment.
Yeah. Spark any type of discussion.
Yeah,
if you
any
think
type
it's
of
a good idea,
any discussions is welcome. You know what I'm saying? It makes no difference what it is. Even if you want to hear about certain things that you want to hear us talk about on the next go around.
yeah, we take all
we'll get
suggestions.
to it, of course. Like I said, this is the first one. We just basically chopping it up like we would normally do.
Yeah.
If it wasn't recording, this is what we'll talk about. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like
Yeah.
this. I mean, it'd be other stuff too. We just we just ran out of time at this point. And realized how long it's been. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I just want y'all to know, you know, we're gonna hit a vast amount of topics, and it's gonna be geared around a lot of things going on. Personally, worldly, gaming. We're gonna hit all aspects of the world of many different genres and many different things. So stay tuned to all this. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Mr. AKA is out of here.
And also too, I one more thing to add is I'm not quite sure what day I'm gonna drop this pause menu. I said pause menu. God darn it, podcast. I don't know what day. I'm thinking about it. I told Mr. AKA. I told him tomorrow. I mean, I told him Monday. But I'm thinking about maybe dropping it on every Wednesday. I'm thinking that. Middle of the week type deal. So number one, it'll get. I may drop it on a Wednesday, like around 5:00 or later, just to give me some days to chop it down and work at it, and actually edit it a lot better. And also too, by the time that this does drop, Hurricane Irma probably would have already been swept through Florida. So thoughts and prayers go out to the people, and I hope it's not as bad as it as they make it out to be. I hope something can intervene and maybe weaken the hurricane. But if not, thinking about, I don't know. It's something I'll talk to Gene about, depending on how bad it is. Starting up some type of donation thing for it. I mean, we don't have a big enough audience for it anyway. But just the option, I'll look it up on the internet. Just the option to be able to, you know what I mean? The knowing that we helped out somewhere would be, I don't know. It would make me feel better. But I'll look into it and stuff like that. And by the time this goes up, hopefully I'll have some details on it. And yeah, man, thoughts and prayers go out, and I hope that the damage is minimal as it can be with a storm like that. I don't have any outro for this, so I'll just end it like this. From your boy, the Don of Awesomeness, and Mr. AKA, Zombie Crew, out. God damn it.